You laid your bike down, the car pulled out, and you hit the pavement. And now the insurance company is calling you, asking for records, photos, and maybe even a statement. And the whole time you're wondering, am I going to get screwed here? If you guess wrong, you could miss out on thousands of dollars in compensation for a repair, a rental, and even your gear. My name is Max the Axe, the gold standard in personal injury, and I've had hundreds of these claims. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to say, what to document, and what not to agree to, so you don't lose out on thousands of dollars in compensation for a crash that wasn't your fault. The very first thing to do after a motorcycle crash is to make sure that you're safe. Move to a safe spot if you can, and call the police. In Texas, you are required to report any accident with an injury, a death, or more than $1,000 in property damage. And with a motorcycle case, you can hit that threshold extremely quickly, even for a minor crash. Once you're safe, start documenting everything. Take photos and video of you, the scene of the crash, the visible property damage, any witnesses that are involved. Take a video of everything. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Make sure to get video of any skid marks in the road, as well as the intersection and street lights where the crash happened. You also want to make sure that you document any visible injuries that you have on your body. Bruising, scratches, bleeding, anything out of sorts should be documented. Get the contact and insurance information of the other driver, as well as the contact information of any witness who may have seen the crash. You might feel shaky or confused in the moment, but taking detailed notes and videos can help make the process extremely smooth later on. In my personal experience, getting clear documentation on the day of the crash is the #1 way to preserve your rights and get a fair settlement with the insurance company. 2. Notify the right insurance companies. Next, you need to notify your own insurance company as soon as possible. Even if the crash wasn't your fault, your insurance company needs to know about it. In Texas, the law does not require you to carry comprehensive coverage or collision coverage for your motorcycle, but it does require you to carry $25,000 in property damage liability coverage. If you have more than just the minimum coverage, for example, if you have collision coverage, you may have more options to you with your own insurance company. You'll also want to contact the at-fault driver's insurance company as well. They will be responsible for the damage caused to your motorcycle. When you do call them, just stick to the facts only. Do not give a full recorded statement. Just talk about the property damage, not any injuries. If they do ask you about any injuries, you can say that you want to talk to a lawyer first before discussing any injuries. Here's a quick tip. If your bike is your only method of transportation, ask your insurance company about rental car reimbursement or some sort of alternative transportation that they can provide. This is often overlooked by many people, but it can make a big difference while your bike is in the shop. Step 3. Get a fair estimate for repairs or replacement. Now comes the part that gets tricky. Figuring out how much is your bike worth and how much does it cost to repair it. You'll usually have to take your bike to a repair shop for an estimate. The insurance company will probably recommend a shop to you, but here in Texas, you have the right to choose whichever repair shop you want. Don't let an insurance adjuster pressure you into using their favorite shop that you're not comfortable with. If the cost to repair your motorcycle is greater than the value of the motorcycle itself, it will be declared a total loss. The insurance company will offer you the cash value of the motorcycle. That's not what you paid for it, and it's not what the motorcycle costs brand new. This can be extremely frustrating, especially if you've put a lot of time and energy into upgrading your parts or doing custom work on your bike. Let me tell you about a client who I helped. He was driving a classic Honda motorcycle that over decades put a lot of work into repairs and upgraded parts. When he got into a crash and the motorcycle was declared a total loss, the insurance company offered him just the stock model's cash price. We collected receipts, photos, and expert witness statements to talk about the true value of his motorcycle that included all of the upgrades and special parts, not just the value the insurance company was offering. And as a result, we were able to get a much better settlement for him. Don't be afraid to push back if you feel like the insurance company is shortchanging you. Gather your records of upgrades, maintenance, and sales listings for similar bikes in Texas to help prove your bike's actual value. Step 4, dealing with disagreements and lowball offers. It's common for insurance adjusters to come in with a lowball offer at first. They might tell you that the damage isn't as bad as you think, or that your upgrades aren't worth that much. In Texas, you have the right to dispute their estimate. Start by getting your own independent repair estimate if you don't like the insurance company's numbers. Next, Write a very clear, friendly letter explaining to them that you believe that their price is too low. With this letter, you should attach all of your evidence: the photos, maintenance records, comparable listings, and repair estimates. All of the evidence that you have that would help support your case should be included with this letter. If that doesn't get you the results that you want, you can ask for the adjuster's supervisor to get a second pair of eyes on your case. Insurance companies in Texas are supposed to handle these claims fairly and promptly. If you believe that they are dragging their feet or treating you unfairly, you can contact the Texas Department of Insurance to talk about your situation. It's important to stay calm and organized. I've seen far too many people lose out on thousands of dollars because they got too frustrated and gave up too quickly. Remember, stay professional, be as lawyerly as possible. Step 5. Understanding diminished value claims. Here's something that many riders miss. Even after the repairs to your motorcycle, your bike may be worth less than before the crash. This is called diminished value. Let's say that you're planning to sell your bike one day. A buyer is likely to offer a lot less for a bike that's been involved in a crash, even if it looks perfect. In Texas, you can sometimes recover this loss from the at-fault driver's insurance. It's not automatic. You have to prove how much the accident lowered your bike's value. That means getting a professional appraisal and comparing that to other motorcycles that weren't involved in a crash. Let's look at a real-world example. A client of mine had a nearly new Harley-Davidson that got involved in a crash. When he tried to trade it in, the dealer offered him $2,000 less than what he offered before the crash. We were able to use the online listings, expert opinions, and the dealer's written offer to show the difference of the bike's value before and after the crash. This was our diminished value claim, and the insurance company ended up paying the difference. Don't leave money on the table. Ask the insurance adjuster about a diminished value claim. Step 6. What to do if the other driver has no insurance. Here in Texas, not everyone follows the rules. If the person who hit you doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough insurance, your own policy may step in to help. Check to see if you have uninsured or underinsured motorist property damage coverage. This is sometimes called UMPD. This is extra protection that you can buy, and it only steps in if the other driver doesn't have insurance or doesn't have enough insurance to pay for the cost of your bike. If you do have this coverage, make a claim with your own insurer. If you don't have the UMPD coverage, you may have to go after the at-fault driver personally. This part can be tough, especially if the at-fault driver doesn't have any assets. Sometimes it's not worth the cost and effort when you're not going to receive any money from them, but each situation is different. Step 7. Don't forget about your gear. Your claim is not just about the motorcycle. You can also make a claim for any damaged gear in the crash. Texas insurance policies often cover damage to helmets, riding jackets, boots, gloves, and saddlebags if they were damaged when your bike went down. Keep receipts for all of your gear, or you can look up the replacement value online. Take photographs of all the damaged items. A lot of people forget about this part of the insurance claim, but they are covered. Some people forget to ask for this, and that is always money lost. Step 8. Time limits and deadlines in Texas. Here's a big one. There are strict deadlines for making property damage claims in Texas. Usually, you have exactly 2 years from the date of the accident if you're unable to settle your claim with the insurance company. This is called the statute of limitations. But don't wait that long. Insurance companies often have requirements where you have to report the accident to them a lot sooner than that, sometimes within days. If you wait, your claim could be denied. The sooner you start, the better your chances. Step 9. When to get help from a Texas attorney. Most property damage claims can be handled without the need of a lawyer, but sometimes you hit a wall. If the insurance company won't budge, or the other driver is blaming you for the accident, or if your bike was a total loss and they're not offering fair value, that's when it makes sense to talk to a Texas attorney who handles motorcycle property damage claims. I've helped clients get exactly what they deserve, even when the insurance company tries to play every trick in the book. Sometimes just having a lawyer send the letter makes all the difference. And if your claim also involves injuries, then it's even more important to get advice early. Avoid common mistakes with motorcycle property damage claims. Let's wrap up with some of the most common mistakes that I see riders make. 1. Not taking enough photos at the scene. 2. Forgetting to report the accident right away. 3. Accepting the first offer from the insurance company. 4. Not keeping receipts or records for repairs, upgrades, or gear. 5. Missing deadlines or letting the insurance company delay things for too long. You've got rights under Texas law. Don't let confusion or the insurance process stand in the way of a fair result? Final thoughts and next steps. Today, we covered exactly how to handle a motorcycle property damage claim in Texas. From documenting the crash, notifying the insurance company, pushing for fair value, looking out for the diminished value claim, and making sure that your gear is covered, we talked about a lot here. We talked about deadlines, what to do if the other driver is uninsured, and when to get legal help. But here's the thing. If your motorcycle was damaged, there's a good chance that you might be hurt too. Or maybe you know someone who is involved in a serious accident involving a truck. If you want to protect your rights and make sure that you don't lose because of a technicality, you want to know, how long do I have to bring a claim after a truck accident? That next video can mean the difference between getting paid or missing out entirely. So don't miss it. Go watch How Long Do I Have to Bring a Claim After a Truck Accident right now. I'll see you over there.